Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet these baby booties or baby shoes for babies between 6 and 9 months old. I made these baby booties to match this little set that I already showed you for baby girls between 6 and 9 months old. I already showed you how to crochet the matching dress and the matching diaper cover. Stay tuned for the matching headband. I'll go ahead and upload that one shortly. Now, like I said, this little set is for baby girls between 6 and 9 months old, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger. Just be sure to check out the information box below. There, I will leave some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger. Now, once I finish uploading all of these tutorials, I'll go ahead and leave the link up here so that you can easily find it. Also, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll go ahead and leave the link in the comments. Now, remember, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Okay, so let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this baby yarn. I'm using super soft baby double knit. Now, to begin, I have 17 chains on the third chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make a double crochet. Double crochet into the next chain. Make sure that when you make these chains, only go through one of the loops. And then continue just making one double crochet for each one of the chains until you come to the last chain. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these double crochets. I still have one more chain left. I have 14 double crochets plus the 2 chains we have here at the beginning. Now, into this last chain, we're going to make 7 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. Now pull this yarn so that this hole here closes. Now we're going to make 14 double crochets along this other side. So beginning into this next stitch, make your first double crochet and continue making 1 double crochet for each of these stitches until you have 14. Continue, and I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 14 double crochets. Now into this next stitch right here, right there, you're going to make 7 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet, not the chains but the double crochet, and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the first row. So for the first row, we have 14 double crochets, 14 double crochets, 7 double crochets, and 7 double crochets. So that's 14 plus 14 plus 7 plus 7, that's 42 double crochets. Now for the second row, chain 2. Now the 2 chains do not count as a double crochet. Here we're going to make 14 double crochets. So beginning into the same stitch we did the slip stitch, which is the first double crochet, make a double crochet on top of the next, and so on. Continue and make these 14 double crochets, and I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 14 double crochets, not including the 2 chains. Now into these next 7 double crochets, we're going to make 2 double crochets on each. So beginning on top of the first one, make 2 double crochets. That's 1, 2, into the next, 3 and 4, into the third, 5 and 6, into the fourth, 7 and 8, into the fifth, 9 and 10, into the 6, 11, and 12. and into the 7th, 13, and 14. Okay, see, that's how we're going to work this part here. Now we're going to work these next 14 double crochets, so continue, and I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 14 double crochets. Now into the next 7 double crochets, we're going to make 2 double crochets on top of each one. So beginning into this first one, make 2 double crochets. That's 1 and 2. Into the second, 3 and 4. Into the third, 5 and 6. Into the fourth, 7 and 8. Into the fifth, 9 and 10. Into the 6th, 11th and 12. And into the 7th, 13 and 14. Now to finish, we're going to go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished this second row. Now for the second row, we have 14, 14, 14, and 14. So that's a total of 56 double crochets. Now I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. Okay, so we finished the second row with a total of 56 double crochets. So here I've cut my yarn, so just pass your yarn through that last loop. Now this part here is done. It's measuring about 11 centimeters, which is almost 4.5 inches. Now I have 2 stitch markers. This is just to determine the center here on this side. So we have 28 stitches on this side and 28 stitches on this side. So this here is the center. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to remove this stitch marker. I don't need it. So into this stitch right there, I'm going to insert my hook. I'm actually going to go like this because this is going to be the right side. This is going to be on the inside of the baby booty. So here we're going to grab a loop, bring it through the front like this. Chain 2. The 2 chains never count as a stitch from here on. They're just there to cover any gaps that are left when you join. Instead of joining to the chains, we're going to join to the first double crochet. So here, beginning into the same stitch here, I'm going to make a double crochet, then double crochet into the next, and so on. This is all I'm going to do all around, just make double crochets. At the end of this row, I should have a total of 56 double crochets as well. Now I'm going to make these double crochets because I want to show you something here. When you come to where we've been joining for these last 2 rows that we did. Oh, and we're going to start counting rows. So this is going to be your first row. So here we have the chains and then the double crochet. Make sure you go on top of the double crochet to make your next double crochet. And then continue around just making double crochets like this. So continue, and I'll meet you here at the end of this first row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. I have a total of 56 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the second row, chain 2, and into this same stitch here, make a double crochet. Here, to continue for this row, all we're going to do is just make double crochets on each one of these stitches. So continue all around. At the end of this row, you're going to have 56 double crochets, not including the 2 chains. Continue, and I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 56 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now, this is how I finished this second row with 56 double crochets. Now for the third row, what we're going to do is we're going to start now reducing here the front of the baby booty. So here I have placed 2 stitch markers. So between this stitch marker and the first double crochet, I have 16 double crochets. Between this stitch marker and this one right in the front, I have 24 double crochets. Then between this stitch marker and the last double crochet here, I have 16. So 16, 16, 24. So for the third row, chain 2, and into the same stitch here, make a double crochet. Here we're going to make a total of 16 double crochets. So continue, and I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 16 double crochets, not including the 2 chains. Now into these next 24 double crochets, we're going to work stitch reduction. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next double crochet, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Here's our first stitch reduction, which counts as 1 double crochet. So again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Here's our second double crochet. Again, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. This is how I'm going to continue from here on. So that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 stitches here for the front. Now we're going to continue and finish these last 16 double crochets. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch, and this is how I finish the third row. Now in this row we have 16 double crochets plus 16, plus in the front we had 12 double crochets, so that's a total of 44 double crochets. Now in the fourth row, what we're going to do is we're going to work 12 double crochets here first. So to begin, chain 2, and into the same stitch here make a double crochet, continue and work these 12 double crochets, and I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 12 double crochets, not including the 2 chains. Now into these next 4 double crochets right here, we're going to work a stitch reduction. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Same thing into the next 2, 3 loops, close. Now these next 12 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, these are the stitch reductions that we worked on the previous row. So we're going to reduce this part a bit more as well. So to do this, same thing, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Again, work another stitch reduction, 3 loops, close. So here I have, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we did 10 stitch reductions here, and that's what it looks like. So now we're going to continue and just work these last 12 double crochets. So continue, and I'll meet you right about here, right at the end, to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these last 12 double crochets. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished this fourth row, we have 12 plus 12 plus 10, that's 34 double crochets for this fourth row. Now for the fifth row, I've already moved my stitch markers. Here I have 10 double crochets. For the front, I have 14, and here for this side, I have 10. So in this row, we're going to chain 2, and into this same stitch here, make a double crochet. Here we're going to make a total of 10 double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now into the next 4 stitches, this is what we're going to do. We're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, take 2 loops off. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. Again, repeat the same thing. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. Now into the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to work 1 double crochet on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now into the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to reduce again. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. Again into the next 2, take 2 loops off, yarn over, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. Now for this front part, we should have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. Now we're going to finish these last 10 double crochets, so I'll meet you at the end of this 5th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 5th row. I have 30 double crochets. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish this 5th row. Now from here on, we're not going to make any more reductions. We're just going to continue with these 30 double crochets. So for the next 2 rows, rows 6 and 7, we're going to chain 1. And beginning here, we have our first double crochet. You're going to make a front post double crochet. Then you're going to make a back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet. This is all you're going to do for the next 2 rows. When you get here to where we have these stitches here where we did the reductions, just treat it as 1 stitch. You're going to insert your hook like this and then continue all around, and you're going to have 30 stitches or 30 double crochets. When you finish this row, join here to the side where we have this chain with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing, front post and back post double crochets. That's how you're going to work these next 2 rows. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of the 7th row. I'm here at the end of this 7th row. This is where we did 2 rows of front post and back post double crochets. So row 6 and 7. Now to finish this row, we're going to go here on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished this 7th row. Now for rows 8th, 9th, and 10th, we're going to do 3 rows of just double crochet. So like this, 1, 2, 3. So to do these 3 rows, you're just going to chain 2 and turn. We're going to make these 3 rows from the inside out so that when we fold our baby booty like this, we have the right side facing. So here we have the 2 chains, and into here, the side right here, I'm going to make my first double crochet. Then I'm going to make 1 double crochet on top of each one of the double crochets from the previous row, so that at the end of these 3 rows, you always have 30 double crochets. And this is all we're going to do. When you finish, you're just going to join here to the top of the first double crochet, chain 2, and then repeat the same row 2 more times. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end of the 10th row. Okay, I finished these 3 rows of double crochet. I'm at the end of the 10th row. here at the end, all I did was just join to the top of the first double crochet with a slip stitch. Now for row 11, you're going to chain 2, and here we're going to make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to increase every 5th double crochet. So beginning into this first stitch where I did the slip stitch, make your first double crochet, then that's 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th, 2 double crochets like this. And then again, make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into this 5th, 2 double crochets. This is all you're going to do for this 11th row, so continue and I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this 11th row. I have a total of 36 double crochets. Here's my last increase. This is where I did 2 double crochets. Now to finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the 11th row with 36 double crochets. Now for the 12th row, we're going to do these little fans here. So to do this, you're going to chain 4 here, and then you're going to make 5 double crochets separated by 1 chain. So that's 1, then chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, and 5 double crochets. So each one of the fans is going to have 6 double crochets. The chains here at the beginning count as your first double crochet. So that's 2, 4, 6 separated by 1 chain. Now to make your next one, you're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th double crochet, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do 6 double crochets separated by 1 chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And here's our second fan. We have 2, 4, 6 double crochets separated by 1 chain. Continue like this for this 12th row, and I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished this 12th row. This is where we did these fans. Here at the end, all I did was just join to the side where we have these 4 chains with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through this last loop, and this row is done. Now, with this white yarn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this little edging here around the little fans. So insert your hook between these 2 fans right here, grab a loop, and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what we're going to do here is into each one of the chain 1 spaces beginning here, I'm going to make a slip stitch, then chain 4 again. Slip stitch into the next chain 1 space, chain 4. Slip stitch into the next, chain 4. Slip stitch into the next chain 1 space, chain 4, and then slip stitch. Now we have the next fan, and right in the middle here we're going to do a slip stitch, and into the first chain 1 space of the next fan, a slip stitch. And now again, you're just going to continue with 4 chains and then slip stitch into each one of the chain 1 spaces. And this is all you're going to do for each one of the fans. It's very easy. Slip stitch, chain 4, and slip stitch. And then to do the next fan, between the 2 here, make a slip stitch, and into the first chain 1 space of this fan, a slip stitch, then chain 4, and then continue with the same thing. Continue like this for this last row, and I'll meet you at the end to show you the finished baby booty. Okay, I finished this last row here at the end. I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then passed my yarn through this last loop. So now all I have to do is just hide this end here, and the baby booty is done. Now, if you want to go ahead and add a little ribbon like I did here, this is how I did it. I'm using this ribbon here. This is 3/16 of an inch or 4.8 millimeter thick. You're just going to cut a small piece. I don't know, I'd say about 10-12 inches. If you need more, then just go ahead and cut it after you have weaved it in here, and then just make a little bow. The ribbon here, you're going to weave it in this second to last row of double crochet, so it would be right here. And I started on one side and then finished here on this other side. So this one is going to be the left booty and this is going to be the right booty. So I'm going to do this little bow on this side, on this other baby booty. So, and then here in the center, what I did was I have these little flowers that you can just sew them in there, or you can use hot glue to put them in there. I like to sew mine in, so I'm going to do the same for this one here. So I'm going to put it like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll come back and show you my finished baby set. Okay, so here are my finished baby booties. This is what they look like. I went ahead and added the ribbon here and the little flower. So this completes this set. I already showed you how to crochet the matching dress, the diaper cover. Stay tuned for the matching headband. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.